Episode 92. Evil Thoughts. Seeing a flash, Serena blinked and saw a drone. Someone just took their picture. Embarrassing, but how thrilling. Serena's heart raced as she felt herself landing. The parachute collapsed over her head. Jake did not mean to let her go, tempting her with another kiss. He slowly unbuckled the equipment he was wearing, while she stood still, not knowing what to do. "How romantic!" A staff member came over with an iPad in his hand. On the iPad, Jake was kissing her, while she looked incredulous. As the staff member swiped, Serena saw her face in the photos gradually burning up. Embarrassed, Serena said, "How can you take—" "This is our unique feature. We take your photos during the adventure with drones, recording every memorable moment for you." He helped her get out of her equipment and asked the staff member, "Could you send the photos to me?" "No, I didn't look pretty. Just delete them," said Serena as she saw her twisted face in the photos. She did not want to keep them. However, the staff member did not seem to hear Serena's protest and asked Jake, "Of course. However, they're not free. Which one do you want?" "All of them?" The staff member was overjoyed. The drone took at least a couple thousand photos from the moment they took flight. It would be very expensive to buy them all. He had seen rich men, but this guy did not even ask about the price before he decided to purchase everything. This was definitely a first. "Great! I need a while to print all the photos. Could you give me an address and I'll deliver them to you?" Jake nodded and wrote down the hotel name and room number. Serena pouted. Those ugly pictures of her would now live forever. Seeing her expression, Jake did not speak, but took her hand. "Let's go eat." "Wait!" The staff member rushed over again with 2 photos in his hand. Out of breath, he said, "My wife said these ones are incredible, so I just printed them out for you for free. Here!" Serena saw the photos and immediately lightened up. In the first photo, the couple were under the parachute. Her ponytail was flowing in the air, a bit messy in the wind. Her lashes looked long and lush, and he was turning his head towards her, handsome as always. His eyes closed. He looked incredibly gentle. Was this really Jake? This was also a side of him. What was more important, it was her he was looking at. Serena felt something had just bloomed in her heart. The other photo was also taken in midair, while from a different angle. In the photo, Serena seemed to be startled, gazing at Jake. Their lips touching, Serena's face was behind Jake's nose. Serena felt she was on top of the world. Staring at the photo, her smile became bigger and bigger. Her cheeks pink. Serena looked giddy. "You like them?" "Yes!" These 2 photos she utterly enjoyed. There were more than 2 photos, but her dream had lasted 2 lifetimes. And now, the dream came true. Looking at the photos, Serena did not notice the smile on Jake's face. He said, "If you like them, we should kiss more often." Hearing that, Serena immediately looked up and ran away from him. Jake grinned and reached out a hand to her. "Let's go." However, Serena was mesmerized by Jake's look. He was smiling. Rubbing her eyes, Serena almost thought she was mistaken. However, as she looked at him again, he was still grinning. Noticing what she was looking at, Jake pretended to be displeased, asking, "What?" "You look so good smiling. Smile again now." Any trace of smile immediately disappeared from Jake's face, as he almost rolled his eyes. Jake walked faster. Serena quickly caught up with him and ran to his other side. That was not enough! Serena circled around him, begging, "Mr. Jake! Darling!" Jake could not stand it anymore, pulled her into his arms and whispered, "Quiet." She wanted him to smile. He would only smile when he wanted to. Caught off guard, Serena immediately struggled, but could not move. Jake and Serena took a shuttle back to the hotel, from the window of which they saw beautiful scenery all around them. It was said that this tropical heaven never had a low season. When they were about to arrive, Serena finally took back her gaze. As she turned around, she suddenly found that the man was looking at her. Serena's heart thumped. Had he been watching her? She suddenly thought of a poem that she had once read. As you are enjoying the scenery on a bridge, upstairs on a tower, people are watching you. She wondered, as the bright moon adorned her window, would she adorn his dream? Getting out of the shuttle, she couldn't help having peachy thoughts. Remaining silent, she let Jake take her hand. Seeing her pink cheeks, he had some softness in his forever cold eyes. "Mr. Jake!" said a familiar female voice. Serena looked that way and saw Miranda. Seeing Serena's surprised look, Miranda smiled. "It's been a while, Mrs. Jake." Serena smiled back at her and then looked at Jake. "Hi, Miranda. Are you done?" "Yes, I had found out about it. It's not too different from your guess. However..." Miranda paused and gazed at Serena, looking hesitant. Serena noticed and said, "I'll go back and change." "All right." Jake messed Serena's hair up and said, "Be careful." Serena nodded, feeling slightly disappointed. Although she had offered, the way that Jake simply agreed made her slightly upset. Somehow, she felt like they were going to talk about some big secrets behind her back. "Let's go to that cafe, Mr. Jake." "Okay." After Serena got back to the room, she did not rush to change, but took her phone and started to check out her social media feeds. After a while, she felt a bit bored. Suddenly, Serena had an idea and typed Jake in the search engine. The first feed was, "Jake will host a private party, inviting all the moguls. And it's all for her." Serena checked the time of the post, and it was 3 days ago. And she only found out yesterday. Was he trying to give her a surprise? She felt blissful, rolling around on the bed holding her phone. Thinking of the way Jake had kissed her on this very bed, she blushed. Also, yesterday afternoon, she helped him. She did not get that evil image out of her head. Rubbing her hand, Serena buried her face into a pillow, trying to forget about what she had seen. She was abuzz, and then Serena received a message from Mary Parker. It was a photo of her and Mary eating together. Mary was smiling happily, while Henry looked a bit helpless. What was she trying to prove? Was Mary trying to intimidate Serena? How about Jackson Robert? Looking at the phone, Serena felt a bit ominous. It would not end up well for Mary. Someone knocked on the door, and Serena went to answer. However, the person in front of the door was not Jake, but a short-haired woman with a huge box in her arms. Dressing fashionably, she looked a bit like Miranda. However, instead of feeling disappointed, Serena was shocked. "You are... Sunny?" "That's right." Sunny was surprised that Mrs. Jake knew her, since Jake was her boss. If Serena had remembered correctly, this girl would become a top makeup artist in 3 or 4 years. Sunny entered the room with a smile and said, "Mr. Jake asked me to do a makeover for you." "Let's start, Mrs. Jake.